Hi everybody, how are you doing? Hope you're well. I'll take you through the story of Christ's passion, death and resurrection. Stay tuned. Hello people, how are you doing? Hope you're well. I'll take you through the story of Christ's passion, death and resurrection. And I'll take you through the verse of Matthew chapter 26 verse 2, and I will use the King James Version. And it goes like this: Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. And I will take you through the events of Christ's passion, death and resurrection. And number one event is the Last Supper and the arrest of Jesus. And I'll take you through the verses of Matthew chapter 26 verse 18, and it goes like this: And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The Master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. Verse 21. And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And I will take you through the book of John, chapter 13, verse 6. John chapter 13, verse 6. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? Verse 16. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. So this event takes place that while they were eating, Jesus took a piece of bread and asked the gathered to eat it. So the bread symbolized Jesus' body, and he took the cup of wine and told them to drink it as if it were his blood. And he revealed to them that he was going to die for the forgiveness of sins of all his followers. So Jesus, the Last Supper, which we celebrate as Holy Communion, we celebrate the Holy Communion to remember the event that Jesus died on the cross for us, so that he will free us from sin, which he did, and to free us also from the hands of the enemy. And after it, Jesus and his followers went to the Mount of Olives, to Gethsemane, and he wanted to pray on the mount. So he took Peter, James and John to guard the place while he was praying. However, the apostles fell asleep. So Jesus went to Gethsemane to pray, and he took with them those three disciples that I have mentioned, that is Peter, James and John. He told them to watch while he was praying. However, they could not watch over because they fell asleep, and Jesus was not happy when he saw them falling asleep. And he told them, Could you watch with me for 1 hour? And he told them that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So Judas arrives with the soldiers behind him and kissed his teacher. So Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss. It was planned. Jesus knew that Judas would betray him, and Jesus allowed the people to arrest him to fulfill the prophecies written in the scriptures. And number 2 event is the passion of the Lord. And I'll take you through the verses. That is Matthew chapter 26, verse 59. Yeah, and it goes like this. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witnesses against Jesus to put him to death. Matthew chapter 27, verse 16. And they had then a notable prisoner named Barabbas. Verse 24. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just man. See ye to it. Verse 51. And behold the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. Number 3 event is the resurrection. And there was a prophecy that Jesus would rise from the dead on the 3rd day after his death. So the chief priests knew the prophecy, and they ordered his tomb to be guarded to prevent the disciples from stealing Christ's body. So the chief priests thought that the disciples would steal the body, and so they ordered the guards to guard the tomb. And so this shows that Satan knew that Jesus would resurrect from the dead, and so he was using the chief priests to prevent the prophecy from taking place. But they could not do it. So Satan knows the prophetic words, and he wants to prevent the prophetic words from taking place in an individual's life. Yeah, so he tries his best to prevent the prophetic word from taking place in an individual or in a nation. Yeah. So on Sunday morning after Sabbath, Mary Magdalene, and the other Mary went to see the tomb. Suddenly, the angel of the Lord came from heaven to roll away the stone blocking the tomb, and the guards were afraid that they could not move. So the guards thought that since they would guard the tomb, they thought that they would prevent Jesus from resurrecting, but they could not, because Jesus was very powerful, and you cannot defeat Jesus. Even if you try to defeat him, you cannot. And the angel told the women that he is not there. He has been raised just as he said. Yeah. This is the story of Christ's passion, death, and resurrection. If you've learned from this story, and if you've been blessed by this story, you can comment down below. And bye.